Hello everyone and welcome back to the second part tutorial of how to model the foundation of a house. So I'm checking something for a second because I just need to be sure. Um, okay, let's say that I am. So this is where we left off at the first part, and I'm sure that for some reason the some parts of it wasn't that obvious for you. I mean, because I used a very tiny model here, so everything that I've done down here probably was a little bit, you know, misunderstood for you or something. I'm not sure, but I think that at the overall, what you need to understand is that all I try to create is uh, just a path through both of the objects for them to be combined in a way that you have a whole here. So um, with that said, let's continue. Let's see what else we can do. So first of all, I want to check that everything is really patched. So I'm going to press 3, and as you can see, there are lots of troubles here with the shape. So I'm going to press 1 to exit smooth preview. By the way, 3 is smooth preview, and 1 is exit smooth preview. So I'm gonna right click, choose vertex, and I'm gonna select all the meeting points, which is all those vertices here, and I'm gonna zoom really inside and look for some vertices that probably very close to each other, and it's just for making sure that whenever I'm gonna apply the next step, some of them won't attach to each other. Okay, now for instance we have here an open gap. Okay, so I'm gonna show you. I'm just clicking on one click on one of those vertices here, and I'm gonna move it aside so you can see it's opening it. Okay, so I want to avoid this. I want to undo that, and I want to grab all the vertices in this area at the same time and merge them. So grabbing all together, going over edit mesh, merge component, okay, components, and this option box. Now the option box showing you a threshold. Okay, the threshold default settings are these, okay, 0.0100, and that means that whenever you use this with multiple vertices at the same time, this will tell Maya what should be the distance between two um, two points in order to connect them. Now, if you're going to use higher threshold here than the default settings, it will connect this vertex and this vertex. Now, we want to avoid this. We only want those who are on top of each other, like these two. Okay? See? We have two here. So we want to connect those. So because they are pretty much at the same position, all we need to do is wait, that's weird. Something here. Okay, so all we need to make sure is that those will be connected. Okay, but there are many here and the other side and down beneath. So I'm gonna use these settings. Okay, the default setting. Edit, reset setting, default setting, click apply. So you see none of them has been patched to each other. I mean those two or whatever. You just need to make sure after you've done this that you really take a look on your model inside as well, and making sure that nothing has been connected in the wrong way. We only want those that are loose and pretty much at the same position. So I'm gonna check these now. Let's say this one. So you see it moves together. Nothing is opening here, so that's good. Also here, and just for the sake of making sure that this is really worked, I'm going to check these as well. So that's okay. Let's see up here. Now it's also really important to say that at the same time, you see now it's not opening, saying at the same time that if your model is bigger than this size, which is the grid size, something like the grid size, so you may need a higher threshold because your model is bigger. Okay, so just make sure that everything is going the way that I just show you, and if it's all good, we'll press 3 to smooth preview it. Now you can see that there are places that it's not looking good, but this is probably because of other things. I'm gonna check a few more things. I'm gonna apply X-ray, and with X-ray it's a little bit confusing, but you need to get used to use it and learn how to use it well. So right now I'm inside the wall here, and I'm gonna right click, choose face, and I'm gonna try and choose this face. Now this face is basically the outer face, so that's okay. If I had a face here in between those two edges, then I should have delete them. I'm gonna check the same thing here. No, it's the correct face. So nothing there in between. I think that here I do have something which shouldn't be. Let's see. No, everything is good. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I am gonna smooth preview it, so for now that's okay. Now we have this part which can serve us as the roof, the top cover of the house, the seal and the ceiling, and we also can start and modify the way that we want our windows to look like. Now I'm pointing this because if you want to start and making windows here, you will add edges that go following this path, okay, like this, and vertically. And if you're going to add them, and then you will add the roof, so basically you won't be able to, it will be hard for you basically to start and maintain you know, the structure as one unit. You will have to patch the roof according to the edges that you will create over here. So it's better to start attach the roof before you start and creating the windows, okay? So whenever you will add the edges, I mean like the main edges that will be constructing the windows, they already will be applied on top of the roof at the same time. So I'm gonna do a duplicate from this one, and I'm gonna move it aside over here, and I'm gonna do the same as I did earlier, which is grabbing this, shift right click, edge, grab this edge, control right click, edge utilities to edge ring and split. Now that I've done this, I can pick this one, hold down the D, hold down the D key, hold down the V, and middle mouse click, hold, and grab this and move it over this vertex here. Just make sure that it's really on top of that vertex, corner, or whatever you want to call it. Then you want to hold down the V and move it with the move tool over this corner, and make sure that it's really attached there. So yeah, we have a problem. We will need to relocate the pivot adjustment tool over this, and then attach it over here, and then do the same over here. And attach it over here. So now you can see that this edge that we added is exactly aligned with this edge. Okay, now I'm gonna grab those two, and I'm gonna click on this isolation button so I won't see the rest of the model, and I'm gonna add edges here. Shift, insert, right click, insert edge loop. Gonna add this edge, switch to move tool with W, hold on the V key and pull this so it will align or with this one or with this one, I don't care. And then press F8, shift right click again, insert edge loop, add one edge loop, switch to move tool, hold down the V key, and you see I'm moving it with the arrow, but then I'm pointing with my mouse over here on top of this edge that I want to be aligned with, and it will simply align. Sometimes you just need to play with it. It will be there eventually. So I'm gonna add one more edge here, shift right click, insert edge loop. Let's add it even here, switch to move tool, hold on the V key, and see, I'm moving it, but I'm moving my mouse cursor over this edge, so it will be aligned with it. So now we have this edge, we have these and these. Everything here is correct. We can patch them now. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to grab this, unisolate, and isolate again. So I will only be able to see it. And I'm going to grab this face, and this face, and delete them. Then I will isolate them, grab this one and isolate it. And do the same for this connection point faces. So I'm going to delete those. I don't need them because this area will be patched. Now, what I need is to unisolate everything. And I want to make sure which are the points that I'm going to attach to the ceiling. So, for instance, this face, I don't need to delete it, okay? Because there is a hallway here. So, basically this face and maybe at the other side something, which I'm not sure. Well, let's see. Okay, I just need to get rid of the frame. So I'm gonna isolate them again. Sorry, press F8. Bring them both to object mode, grab both of them, like so, and isolate. Basically, all I need is the frame to be removed from beneath the roof, okay? Right now you're taking a look at the ceiling as you were sleeping on bed and watching the ceiling. So I'm deleting these, and then right click, choose face, grab these, this one, this, and this one I'm leaving and deleting those. So you see it left me with an open frame here. Now that I'm gonna unisolate them, I will be able to patch the walls to the seal. But first of all, we're gonna patch those two. So I'm gonna isolate them again. Right click, choose vertices. Oh, sorry. Let's first press F8, bring them back to object mode. Let's grab them both and combine them first. And then they will disappear because they are in isolation mode. So you need to unisolate and isolate again. Okay? So now I'm gonna right click, choose vertices, grab everything here in the middle, which is where the connection point should be. Mainly I'm focusing on those in the center, but I don't know, sometimes I'm just better picking all of them and going with the same default setting of merge, so I don't need to enter the option, just click on merge components, and let's check this. This is the area that should be open, one of those. Moving them, it's not opening, so that's okay. Control Z to undo that. Moving here, everything is okay. Not opening, just overlapping, but not opening, so that's good. Press F8, bring it back to object mode. Just take samples, you don't need to check each and every vertices, but sometimes it's good to do so as well. Anyway, unisolate. Let's grab this and this now and combine them. Every time that we want to patch two objects that were separated, we need to combine them first. And then right click, choose vertices. I'm going to choose from this point of view all the vertices up here, and with the same threshold I'm going to simply go and merge components. Now this is okay only with this model. Sometimes if you're going to work on very structured, detailed models, try to avoid extreme moves like this one. Okay, right now just checking. Some things here doesn't look that good for me, but maybe it's because there is no light. I'm not sure why. I see some shadows that shouldn't appear here. Let's press 3. Sometimes when you smooth preview things, you can see things better. Now, see here, this area is looking weird. There should be something that hold this thing together. So I'm gonna go over mesh and merge one more time. Okay, I don't know. No, looks same in both sides, so let's see. Let's press on this and check only this one. So this one, something with it just giving me impression that it's not good or something not patched there. I'm gonna double check myself here. No. Again, it doesn't supposed to be smooth preview because most of the houses are pretty much sharp in their edges or whatever, but still yet it's a good method to indicate if you have open gaps. So that's done. Now we will start and build up the windows. I'm going to press shift right click, be on object mode, shift right click, insert edge loop. We're going to insert a window in this height. Okay, so if this is the floor here height, so this is where will be our window, and we'll create a window which is long for this area. Let's say that it will be a corner window that goes through here over here. So I'm gonna set one edge loop here and maybe one more edge loop here. Okay, now that way I can simply come inside here. I'm gonna switch to X-ray. Now pay attention, whenever you add edge loops, they are just going through the outsider walls. Okay, now the problem here, as you can see, I picked to add two edge loops here, and for some reason they are going inside instead of outside. Let's check this. So that means that something here is wrong, something here is open and in some way connected to the inner wall, which shouldn't give you this result. So there was some mistake here, and I'm gonna undo that. And I'm gonna double check myself right now. Let's see. I delete this, undelete it, undelete this. Okay, you see here in the wall we have an unnecessary ceiling part which shouldn't be here. So I'm gonna delete it. So this one is removed, and probably those here. See those two in the wall? They shouldn't be here. I'm gonna delete them. This one is the wall from here, so you need to double check yourself. See? And this one, I'm not sure about it, why it's black, so I'm gonna press F to zoom on it. Well, the zoom is not working correctly, but that's okay. I'm gonna take a look from inside and pick this one. Make sure that this one will be, see, it's not selected here, so you can see the line is selected there, so that means that this is another inner wall, which I'm not sure why that happened. Oh no, that's weird. Well, now I understand. It was my mistake. I forgot to delete the top from all of them, so I need to delete all the frame. Well, I'm not sure how I forgot about it. I was in a rush, probably. Never mind. It's good to make mistakes. You learn from mistakes. Depends on what mistakes, of course. This one there. Trust me, even if you will think it over, eventually you will get into this position when you're not sure why your shape is not reacting well. And the problem probably will be whatever I'm doing now, deleting interfaces that shouldn't be there. That's for the moment, okay? So it's very good to understand that this causing the, the weird kind of look when I smooth preview it. Let's pick this one. No, not this one, but this one. See it? It's there. Get rid of that. Let's press 3. Now you can see it looks much better in this area and in that area. In here we still have some problems, so let's check it. Here is this, no, this one. Okay, I'll press 3. Still have a minor issue there. This is the issue, and this one is the issue. Really hope so that this is where it's done. Don't take the ceiling again. It's only the walls ceiling which making this trouble. You see this one, that one, they are not supposed to be here. So now it looks good, it looks good. And also you could see that you can obtain those things through using the smooth preview mode, because basically giving you a better idea of how your shape, where it's starting to making weird stuff. Well, now when you smooth preview, it doesn't show much of problems. Okay, so solve frame should be open. Even if you're not sure, select something and just check it outside. No. Okay. All good. Okay. So after we've done with that, now we can add those windows. So shift right click, insert edge loop. I'm gonna bring those back, and you can see it's making a full loop. If I wouldn't remove those here, it would make a full loop. So you can see it came until here and until there. So that's good, okay? I'm gonna add one more set. I'm always making securing edges. If I'm adding one, another one next to it, and whatever goes there, I will remove this. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna switch to move tool, selection tool. I'm gonna remove this, and that. Now, whenever we added those at the outside, we didn't add inside. So we need to go inside here and add 2 more edge loops. Shift right click, insert edge loop. Make sure you're on object mode, F8. Insert edge loop. I'm gonna add 1 edge loop somewhat here and 1 edge somewhat here. Now with this added and selected, switch to move tool, and you can see where this area is open, right? I'm gonna move it over here, hold on the V key and snap it up and down so you can see it here, you see? So it's exactly on the same height as this edge, the outsider edge. Now double click on this one, it will loop select it, okay? Check in from inside, see all those selected there. Hold on the V key and move it up and down until it snaps to this height of this edge. So now you can come safely and delete those 2. So you have a perfect window that way. Now the problem here is that I didn't create those 2 also from the inside. Okay, so it removed this area of the window. So let's say I ain't gonna do this, and before I'm gonna delete those, okay, before I'm gonna delete those, I'm gonna press F8 and I'm gonna add 2 more edge loops. well, maybe 4, we shall see. Shift right click, insert edge loop. I'm gonna add one edge loop here and one edge loop here. Now you can see them here, so I'm gonna double click on this one, making sure it's loop selected. Switch to move tool, hold down the V key, and pointing to this edge here. Now you need to very much make sure that you're doing it correctly. Sometimes you can mistake. This one good, double click on this one, making sure it's loop selected it, hold on the V key and snap it over this. I'm just checking that it's aligned. It's not the best way to indicate this, but right now I'm gonna stay satisfied with these two. By the way, here we have those two, which I'm not sure how come, but I'm gonna delete those. And right now it's much more easier for you to simply come like so, grab this edge and this edge here, go over mesh, edit mesh, sorry. Well, it should be mesh. Where is the bridge? Here. No, not the bridge tool. Edit mesh, bridge. Okay, if you click bridge, it will use default setting of adding 5 edges in between those two. So you see here, divisions 5 on the channel box, or you can switch to the attribute editor immediately after you bridge them and set the division to 0. So no lines in between the bridge that been connecting those two. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab these two and bridge and set this to 0, and then you can double click on this one, and if it's selected it loop like so, I'm gonna go over mesh, fill hole, double click on this one, mesh, fill hole, and that's it. Okay, so for this part I'm gonna stop here. Hope that it was helpful. I know I'm a little bit rusty, but I'm doing my best to get back into shape and hopefully it will serve some good for you people. Have a good day and thank you for watching. We'll see you at the next part. Bye bye.